sick with no remedy. All my thoughts come from loud and some Hennessy. God told me show mercy to my enemy. What the devil saying make his ass a memory. I'm blacking out and yesterday is just a blur to me. And the only way to stop me is to murder me. I spit it hot, I burn the track to the 3rd degree. A surgeon to the beat, I give it open heart surgery. I give it life, I keep it real. I'm spitting life, my wrongs, my rights, my kids and wife. Life's a gamble, I'm pitching dice. Bob Barker grind, looking for the right price. Stuck in the trap for the cheese like mice. Lance Armstrong flow.
Yo, it's the Mother Loving Porch Monkey podcast. And don't forget, please.
You know we still on it. We just ain't done a real introduction.
In a long time, we haven't.
Don't say podcast.
I'm Kung Fu kicking you.
Summertime. No more COVID masks. So bareface, you might get that dirty because I don't even care because you see me, so you just might get did something horrible, get you out of there, then go about my business. I was in the cereal section.
I don't even got time to waste.
I was in the cereal section. I want some Cocoa Puffs. You looked at me and said, "You porch monkey." I was like, "Wait, what?"
And you didn't say
podcast? Yeah. Who you talking to?
I'm gonna kick you again. So just say podcast.
Ah, man, yeah.
But look, moving forward, we have an interview today.
Yes.
We ain't did one of those in a while because people weren't worthy enough. Like we want to interview people that are worthy. First of all, like people run up on me like, "Look, I strip and I also got a daycare." I'm like, that's not worthy enough. Today we have. We have Ryan Bishop in the building.
Ryan Bishop in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
He is a young
sports agent extraordinaire.
Yes. I met him out. My youngest daughter Jasmine plays ball, and we was out at to go meet the school she was going to. I'm not gonna tell you where, but I ran into Ryan out there, and because her coach is good friends with him, they're in business together. I don't know what the relationship is. Down to earth guys. Like I talked to him, and I came while I was out there, I text my partner Z-Right. Hey, I was
definitely told me about it. Like
I was like, dope. This guy. I was like, man, because we're a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Like in our 40s, and when we see, young black
we love it, man.
Gentlemen who's doing a positive thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially for the youth. Exactly for the youth. You know what I mean?
So. Just want to introduce him and welcome him to the platform.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Glad to be here, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here. So, he's a sports agent. Right? We didn't know too much about it. We've been talking to him for a while.
Yeah, we've been picking his brain and I've been asking all kind of questions. Jimmy has. So, I could be an agent now. 30 minutes. I took a crash course in agents.
You can.
No disrespect to nobody.
I believe you can.
I'm sounding like volleyball players in the park, though. That's my level of credibility right now.
So, he recently just got, what was the NBA? Was it?
Yeah, the MVP.
If you want to explain to them exactly what that is,
sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I recently just got my MBPA license. So I'm an NBA agent, licensed NBA agent now. So certified licensed agent. So I'm really happy for that.
Applause.
Yes, I'm really applause for that. Okay. So that's really exciting. Pretty much what that means is now that I'm certified to represent athletes, professional athletes. So it's an exciting period. I started a sports marketing company back in 2017 with my business partner. It's called Be Endorsed Sports. And
say that again.
Be Endorsed Sports.
Right.
So
if y'all can read.
Be endorsed by us, right? You should be endorsed by us because we are going to make the most out of your experience. So we started that back in 2017. What that is really much a firm where we help athletes gain exposure beyond where they are on the field or between the lines, right? And have a closer level of connectivity with the community, and really just be able to expound upon those different avenues, right? So that was what we did with Be Endorsed Sports. different autograph signings, fan events, just community give backs, bowling events, bowling tournaments, kickball games, just different things. So we've been doing that from 2017 all the way up until today. But transitioning into my sports agency is something that we're really excited to do, and really be able to expound more upon as I go into that. Now, the sports agency, I'm not gonna release that name yet, but that's something that is well along in the works and should be on the release very soon.
All right.
That's the time it is, brother. Yeah. Again, congratulations. on
Thank you.
everything.
I'm very excited.
I'm excited. Like I feel like I just met him, but it feels like when I feel like I've known him, like I've known him for a long time. You know what
even
I'm
a
saying?
general conversation.
Right,
like we
just had a genuine
before,
conversation.
we started rolling,
Coming up as in his field, like we were talking, like I was asking him questions a little bit earlier about, what it would take to be a top agent in the league. And I was impressed with, some of the answers that he gave. And I just want to ask him, again, so you guys can hear exactly, what he thinks it would take to be that top agent, because it's hard.
Absolutely.
Talking NBA. Right?
Yes, NBA. Straight
we talk anything. I feel like within this, and it's hard to really gain any information or insight inside of this career path, right? Because there's not, you don't go to school to get this degree to be a sports agent, and then you go get a job at a firm about being a sports agent. A lot of times, even though there's sports marketing firms, you go in and you work in the mailroom, right? You're in the mailroom. That's where you start at, these big firms. Right. And you have to work your way up, building those relationships. So I feel like being able to provide that information is something I'm really grateful for. Right. And to be quite transparent, I feel like in order for you to be a top agent inside this industry, you have to be absolutely relentless and ruthless. And within certain parameters, not like irate and like a tyrant, right? Ruthless, but within like a mentality of there's nothing that is going to impede upon your progression to be that top agent. There's not an obstacle, there's not a challenge, there's not anything that will come in your way.
I heard like Rocky, the song "Eye of the Tiger." as you were saying that, I heard "Eye of the Tiger" in the background.
Like when we were talking earlier, it's like a Mamba. Everybody likes to talk about Mamba mentality. It's a Mamba mentality. It's like you got to think about the fact that
rest in peace, Kobe.
Exactly,
definitely.
Like with Kobe, R.I.P. Kobe, man. Like somebody that till this day, his mentality and his approach inside this game transcends basketball into every other facet of people's lives. Yeah. You're able to have a Mamba mentality inside of your office space when you're going inside of a meeting. Right. You're able to have a Mamba mentality when you're going inside of a business call. You're able to have a Mamba mentality when you're going inside of the surgery room, right? You got to perform a surgery. You know what I'm saying? It's a mentality that you have, and being an agent, you have to have that level of mentality that okay, I'm going to be that, and I'm going to find ways and cater to my athletes in a way that is going to be unparalleled to any other agent that may be out there, regardless of how much money they may have, regardless of their client book, regardless of whatever it may be. You have that mentality, that self-belief within yourself, that regardless of if Kobe tells you that you ain't Kobe Bryant, you need to take off his shoes, you still gonna go out there and you gonna ball. Yeah. Just like that happened with him.
I like that.
You feel me? Yeah. So it's like you're not gonna allow somebody to tell you that you're not great. You know that you're great.
There you go. That's the code of the day, y'all. You're not gonna allow nobody to tell you you're not great. Yeah, man, for real. You know who you are.
You just made a quote.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody. That's for everybody. You know who you are. That's for everybody.
Absolutely. Don't let nobody else tell you what your worth is. Yeah. So, wow. Like, amazing for one, but
yeah, it's like almost where to begin, because again we was asking you a couple questions offline, and I would hate to jump all over the place like the conversation we was having, because like with you jumping into the NBA, and now with the money that's being made now, you know what I mean? Like this is like, my goodness. So when you take somebody, as far as a client, and whether it's first round, second round, especially with the NBA, it's only 2 rounds. So you're dealing with a first round, second round pick. Is there a major gap and like, you know, pay scale, you know, for what information you can give. It's not for you, but for that particular NBA player. Like as far as like not the lottery picks, but from the 12th and on, like, you know, is there a major gap in between pay scales to where, you know, you can only push for so much when you're dealing with somebody?
I wasn't expecting that question.
No, because you know what it is. Because
that was actually.
You know why I want to ask that? Because this is going to get into the financial responsibility that some people have to have. Because when you talk these big numbers that look good on paper, it sounds good until you break it down and you really realize that $400,000 or $500,000 ain't $400,000 or $500,000. You know what I'm saying? By the time you do this, and this, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and people need to understand if that's on a major scale, that's people millionaires. You only making $90,000 a year, so you need to be way more responsible than this person. So you know, because it inspires me to be like, well, dang, I need to, you know, do this and that.
That's a great question, though, for real.
Right.
And that's the thing is like honestly, like between the 12th pick on down, it's like, is there a gap? I mean, yeah, it's a difference.
It's a major
but
gap.
Is it a major gap? It's not. I wouldn't say that it's drastic, right? I mean, you're still making more than you probably would if you came out of school with a degree, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, you're still in a good position. Yeah. But you have to also understand that there are going to be differentiations. Just like with anything, like there are variations, there are different variables that you'll have. But I feel like when you start talking about, you know, actually having to, you know, have different percentages and all those different things, like all of those things, you're going to have those all the way down. From the first seed all the way down. So, you know, it's just one of those things that you gauge and you have to be a good steward. You know what I'm saying? And part of being a good steward of your money is having people in your space that represent you, that can counsel you on the right decisions to make. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You have to have trustworthy people in your corner. Right. You know what I'm saying? Transparent people in your corner.
Transparent.
That know how to actually manage expectations. Because that's one of the biggest things that you run into, or that I've seen as an issue, is just expectations and being managed well.
I have a question because I heard I love I love basketball. Period. Like I play. Like I was just at LA Fitness this morning, still gunning them down from long distance. Like, but anyway, and I train my kids personally. So
cool.
Perfect. All right, but anyway, I heard this while I was watching the NBA. They said now with the draft that it's actually better to not get drafted, and therefore, you can decide which team you want to go to.
Can they still offer you a max rookie contract?
They don't, but you still control, like...
But you do control where you go.
Exactly. Like, this is what I heard on ESPN. I was like, shit. Because they was talking about this guy that plays for the Pelicans. Mm-hmm. He's a Spanish guy that plays the point guard who comes from behind people and steals the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. But they say he did that. And they saying that now, like, if you're going to be after that first 10 or 12, like, that you guys are talking about, it's better off to just wait, still have your skills and everything, and just say, I'm not even going to, after draft, wait till the draft is over, and then it's like your agent's reaching out to teams and making plays for you, because now they need specific. They couldn't get you here. They couldn't get you on that team. They would love to have you here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But, we can't get you because of this what's going on. And fuck the draft. I'm just going to chill out.
I know you're asking him. Just my 2 cents real quick. That's a 50-50 chance you're taking.
It's a chance.
Yeah, and I get it.
If you want to roll the dice, then you can roll the dice.
Nah, I'm just saying, what if your talent level is... What if your talent level is enough? I'm not saying for Joe Schmo. I'm talking about those guys, and then you find out you about to go to. Oh hell no! I'm not going there. I don't want to play like you pull an Eli Manning when it was time for him to go to San Diego Chargers. I'm not playing.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying? But you're like, nah, I'm just withdrawing from the draft. Period. And then your agent reaches out to said team. And says, look, he wants to play for you.
Right. I think that's something that's new. Okay. And I think that for me, exploration is the only way that you can really find out You know,
Right.
so
Okay.
I feel like for those who are open to it, they should definitely go out and definitely take advantage of it, especially if they're, you know, something that they want to do. That's something that their
Choose
circles
their-
talked about. They
Yeah.
made that choice. I'm like, okay, yeah. Like I back whatever decision that my client wants to make.
Okay.
To the most part.
Okay.
If it's within like reason. Like I'm not like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just being transparent.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna whatever you want to do, like I'm in your corner.
Right. Okay.
That's my thing.
Okay. Man, if you guys don't have an agent,
I feel like just hiring an agent for no
yeah,
reason.
just for no reason.
I don't even know what for. I don't even know what you about to represent me in.
I don't know, but I trust you.
I dare. Yeah,
Hey,
I just trust you.
that, bro.
Yeah.
I promise. I got you for sure. You got me. I got you.
Yeah, man, for real,
100%.
man. Nah, that's super dope, man. So,
Yo, it is. That's very dope.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
very dope. Yeah, this guy's
And I guess, like you said, with the whole NIL thing now and how it's kind of flipped college sports, because you see people like Nick Saban complaining because now everybody can legally buy players as opposed to the big time colleges doing it behind the scenes. And you know, it was foul what he said about Deion, and you know, he brought it on.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, honestly, alright, so I think that honestly what this does is it just shakes up football.
Mm-hmm.
It makes football more interesting. I love college football.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like college football is great. I'm a University of Georgia grad. You know, we national champions, baby. Go Dogs. You know what I'm saying? Go Dogs. So
Yeah, we're SEC. You know, we wasn't at first, but we are now.
Oh,
We
okay.
Because we know we believe because
Yeah,
we
we live here.
so we
SEC.
represent the
Go
SEC.
Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Yes,
All
so
day.
it's definitely go
all
Dogs.
day.
Go Dogs.
All day. So it's like you gotta. It's one of those things where it's like now what you're gonna have is you're gonna have programs that are gonna have top 10 talent because on the real tip, you got to think about it like, man, if I have a team of all 5-star recruits that could have all made at least $1.2 million somewhere.
Told you. Just go to have to take
I honestly don't really know if.
No, that wasn't you. That was Bug. That was Bug.
Yeah.
He kept saying, nah, you can have a couple mediocre ones. And I was like, nah, it's going to have to take.
Yeah,
gonna have to be a major
if
shift.
you paying all these kids, like, it's gonna be hard because top talent gonna get offered more money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now you're gonna have a more diverse pool of talent. So now you're gonna have programs like Jackson State that could really, really go win a championship.
Yes, they
Because they
could.
got a couple of 5-stars because they got some bread to pay them with.
That's
You
what
know
I
I'm
was
saying?
saying.
It's, some bread, it's different, you feel me? Like I like it. I like it. I like it because now, honestly, these universities have been profiting off of these athletes for years.
But they can't, see, but Jack, they can't play in the national. They can't play in the national championship.
Jackson, no, I don't know if they can.
They have their own national championship.
it would be
Oh,
their
national
particular
championship,
one.
though.
Yeah.
But you realize, like, being able to.
But the more,
Championship is a championship.
but listen to me, the more, just like some of these other small schools that went from, Division II.
Boise State.
Yeah, you can grow.
Look at Georgia State.
Right, you can
Let's
grow
talk about
and
Georgia
get
State.
into the
I mean, no,
Division
you're right.
Let's get into Georgia State, Georgia Southern. Like, these schools were not top contenders back in 2002.
Correct.
When the University of Georgia had Najee Massaquoi and AJ and DJ Shockley as a quarterback, like they weren't back then.
Wow.
But now Georgia State has a whole field and a facility and a team that competes and wins.
Yeah, there was somebody like Central Florida and all of them, like, it came out of nowhere. Now, and I ain't say it came out of nowhere,
They
but
came out of nowhere.
all of a sudden, you're like, why are they good?
Central
Like,
Florida,
like,
like,
wow.
what
You know what
happened?
I'm saying? Like, yeah, what's going on?
So it's just like I feel like it's gonna shake up the pot, but I feel like it's going to. I feel like at that point you're gonna actually have to compete every single game. You're gonna have to think about the fact that they got that big ass guy at wide receiver that's like 6'6", and he run like a 4'2".
Yeah.
Now he would have been at Bama,
Yeah.
but now Bama got to worry about him. Look at Georgia. UGA just lost a wide receiver. Where'd he go?
Yeah, like you said, and they can go now and don't have to wait that year, so they can just go.
Let me answer
And
this.
he tore Bama up.
I got a question. Being that because I just heard you said Bama, like he was pissed off
Did
the
them
way he
dirty
said
now,
it.
I'm gonna go play with
You're a Georgia fan.
I'm a dog.
You're a graduate
I'm a
of Georgia.
Yes, sir.
I will
I'm
salute
a
that
UGA
first.
alum.
Yes, graduate
college graduate. Yeah.
of Georgia. And what was your degree.
My degree's in finance and economics.
Finance and economics. And we need more finance and economics in our community.
Absolutely.
Education.
We have to have financial literacy for sure.
That
It's paramount. No, seriously.
It is.
That is necessary because once you understand that, you have the key to the engine of your life. Like you can literally go wherever you want to go. So you can have an understanding of that. Like your credit score, like people like, you know how you got a GPA in school? When you graduate from school and you go to Life University, your credit score is that GPA. But a lot of people don't have that knowledge. They do now, but they don't know that, right? They don't really understand that, dang, I really actually probably should pay this credit card bill. Like, I need to probably, start swiping and spending so much on this credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really actually have to take that into account because credit is king.
It is king. It's power.
You know what I mean?
Unfortunately.
If you know how to utilize your finances and to place them in the right avenues, your finances can make more money for you than you can make for yourself. Money can make more money for you than you can.
Well, you're not even there.
Why you not here?
You're not even around. It's just making money.
It can't. It's amazing.
Isn't that the point of life? At a certain point, is let your money make money for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get to a certain financial status, it's like you said, it's like my money is taking care of me now. I'm not working for it. It's literally taking care of me. You know what I'm saying? Like
KD got his money making money for him.
Yeah.
KD makes so much money off of his endorsements. He signed a 10-year deal with Nike. That's longer than any NBA contract that people sign.
I don't want to get off.
That's amazing.
I don't want to get off the graduate from Atlanta. I'm Georgia, excuse me, because you could tell the people how many generations of graduates from Georgia that you have in your family.
We are we're the first black family to have 3 generations of graduates from that institution in history.
In history.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely.
That's solid.
That's major.
Salute to your family.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Excellence
But you don't hear stories. See, the thing is about here on our platform is we like to commend stuff like that because you don't hear.
Yeah, because who knows those type
Who
of
know? Like you don't hear that type of thing about our community.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna think about every university and be like, how many generations of black people graduate?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're probably gonna have one on average.
Right.
2, maybe, possibly, but 3. So I just want to commend your family members for doing a great job of continuing lineage. Yeah. And I want to tell you personally, I think you're gonna be a great father.
Thank you.
I can see that in your future, like you know what I'm saying.
That's actually one of my goals.
Yeah.
I was actually like when I was coming up as a kid, and they were like, "What do you want to be?" And I was like, "I want to be a great
father."
Great dad.
Yeah. Mine was the same thing because he wasn't around, but that's another topic. But so salute to you for that. That 3 generations is deep. Being a sports agent, as a young black man, that's not common. In most cases. Now, if you would, we talk about your upbringing a little bit earlier, and then you were saying that you was at times, spoiled, for instance. And we was talking about you can have whatever you want or whatever, like in those instances. So, but you said at what point, like you said, that had stopped, when you noticed, when was that time in, that you noticed that it was different? Because you said you played high school basketball, everything, but I'm saying too much, but I wanted to make sure. Yeah, go ahead. I wanted you to get into that time when you realized, that it was different from growing up, how you grew up.
So, my father did a lot. My father did a lot with the 1996 Olympics.
Okay.
He was an architect.
Okay.
So, in the early 90s, early 2000s, I was really good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of in that avenue. But then I noticed when that shift happened, when folks got a divorce, things got a little rocky.
Right.
And I was driving about like an hour to school. When I lived like, 5 minutes around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was different. Like I felt it. Like I was like, wow, like this is different. Like, you have 6 a.m. workouts. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Trying to get to school.
Because you got to get there.
Yeah.
For 6 a.m. So you in high school waking up at 4 a.m. Damn. They say most millionaires wake up at 4 a.m. Yeah. Wow. But in high school, you didn't know that though. High school you start early, but that wasn't what you think about. You feel me? Ask me if I wake up at 4 a.m. now. Right. I wake up at 6. but still, like it was tough, bro. It was really tough within that transition. Simply because honestly it's a blur. Yeah. But that's what happens with trauma. Your brain has a way of coping with things. Yeah. And it just wasn't one of the best periods. Right. And I'm a very positive person. So my brain just really didn't absorb that era or that area. But I do remember that it was a very trying time. And it was an area that, took a lot of resilience. Especially like playing ball. Like you had to be ready for games and you know what I'm saying? Driving back and forth, wear and tear on your body, stuff like that. It took a strain. Yeah, I believe it. But, it also it allowed you to cling to what you had, and that was basketball. Like basketball is something that I've done ever since I was 3 years old. Like Space Jam came out in '96. Yeah. I was born in '94. At 2 years old, I'm ducking on the side of my mom's dresser and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking I'm in Space Jam. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's aged me just then.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he said
I just thought about that.
Right? He said he was 3. I was like,
you feel me? But ball was everything for me. So like that was kind of like my thing. So like what I go to, that's always my escape. Like basketball is what I cling to still to this day. Yeah. Like even though I represent athletes and I don't play, I still get on the court. Yeah. We still go put on some shots. We can still get to it. Okay. Because that's what I love. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to it. Let's go do it. Yeah.
Okay. My knee brace out.
I'm just shooting. I mean, I'll let you do all the dribbling and stuff. I'll shoot jump. Okay. Let's talk about the playing basketball part of it. Okay. When did that part of it end for you? What year was that? Because you said, you were playing ball. Mm-hmm. You played for, you're from this area.
I'm from Georgia. Born and raised in Georgia. I lived in Stone Mountain for a while growing up. So I went to Stevenson High School, and then my parents got a divorce. So I went to Grady High School. Okay. So I played basketball at both schools. When I was at Stevenson, once we left Stevenson and I went to Grady, that's when I had really got my injuries, and that's when I really started to realize, like, okay, this is when I really had to slow down. Okay. I got a double blood concussion. And then after I had my double blood concussion, I kept playing.
What's a double?
So a double blood concussion is when you have 2 strikes, right, or 2 impacts to the same pressure point or point on your cranium. So I had 2 blows to the exact same point on my head, right, but at different occasions. Okay. But it was still a concussion, but it wasn't treated because I kept playing. So I got 2 hits, so that's the double blow concussion. Okay. So had that happen, kept playing, still. Because at that time I had 2 different looks, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at Georgia State, you know what I'm saying? I had Kennesaw at the time. Okay. But then after that, kept playing, shattered my ring finger. So ring finger shattered in a T, so I don't even have a knuckle right here. You know what I'm saying? So once that happened, it was kind of like, okay, like he's injury prone. Rod Barnes left Georgia State. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to the University of Georgia. And then the rest is history. So kind of just ran from there. I figured if I can't play ball, I could damn sure help you guys make some money and represent you guys.
Yeah, that's inspiration. That's the part of it where I wanted to get you.
It's always a part of it.
That's the part. Once you realized that you wasn't gonna play yourself, you was like, right, F it. I'm gonna help other people get into the situation. So exactly. That's the part of it that helped. Like a lot of people don't even want to attempt to help somebody.
And then, like you said, going back to what you were just saying, like with the help thing, when you bringing these athletes in and you helping them manage financially, being financially responsible, you know what I'm saying? And that to me, going back to what you were saying, like that is so important for our community. You know what I'm saying? It's teaching financial stability and just black people as a whole, y'all got to understand, stop running up on your athletic cousin and just because he made it, he don't got no money for you. Let him establish himself. Like, no, like this, because people don't be real. Like, let him do his thing for 3 years.
Right.
Maybe he got
let him breathe. Yeah.
like, my God, you want $5,000 immediately. Like, no, like, leave him alone. Just applaud from him for a distance. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, no, and that's what's, you know, and I'm being funny, but you're going to run into a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't already, to where you're like, you know, their cousin is calling you. Yo, son, I need this, I need that. You know, I need 5,000, this, that, and it's like.
Do you ever run into that? So, like, you know, say if you have a client, for instance, do you ever have, like, their family member or their parent, you know, hitting you like, you know, are they in your ear a lot? Right. You know, like, look, you know, I know he worth this, or, you know, I know. Do you ever come across that? Like, you don't have to say names or anything. I'm just saying.
Sure. I mean, for me, since I just got my license, it's not something that I have had experience with. You know what I'm saying, per se. But I would not be surprised if something like that were to happen because, you know, people love to leverage things and try to leverage things. Like, I've heard a lot of different stories. I've heard stories, you know, where, you know, I really like this car. You know, but you know, out of nowhere, right? You know, but it's never something that I've experienced, right? Yeah. But like I said, like this license is brand new. It's just like since January. But for me, in this space or in representation, because like when I was representing athletes, like for marketing wise, like with those in different pursuits, like their agents are just kind of like, you know, oh yeah, you know, we want this much, right? Yeah. And it's kind of like, bro, like you're not even thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a crazy situation. Like I've had a guy that was like, I was like, yeah, you know, I need one of your guys to come out for one of our events. I want to come. Mind you, now I know, right? But I had to talk to his agent. It's just it's protocol. It's a formality. It's a courtesy. It's the right thing to do, right? So once that happened, he's like, I was like, all right, I'll talk to him. So I was like, hey, bro, I just wanted to check in with you and see if it's cool. You know, if he could come out here. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, you know, asking on a date type of thing, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, but we need like, you know, five bands for 2 hours. I need them there for 4 hours. Now, my conversation with him was like, bro, like, this is a charity event. Like, we out here to have a good time. Yeah. And you talking about 10 bands for 4 hours.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Like, where's your, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? So like, that's an instance where I've had, you know, a crazy situation happen. You know what I'm saying? But like outside of that, like as far as like parents and stuff like that, I mean, like I'm sure, like, you know, anything can happen because parents want to make sure that their kids are taken care of or whatever. But it isn't something that I ran in contact with.
I'm glad. I hope you never, ever go through anything.
Yeah, because that part can get a little greasy, I feel like, you know.
Oh, no, it ain't gonna get greasy because I'm gonna be like, look, Jack, I don't got nothing for you. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be real because, like, one thing is, like, you can't pressure me to lose something that I've worked hard for.
Yeah, right.
And the biggest thing in this industry is your integrity. For real. Like, you don't, like, if you're, like, this is a very small circle. Yeah. Every agent knows every agent. Scouts know scouts. It's not something that's not known. In all different avenues. Like, so it's like if your name becomes a tainted name, that's not going to do well for you. You probably won't last. So for me, I'd rather have a career that lasts and something that I can build organically. Right. Like, Miracle-Gro don't work if you just throw it on the grass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put some work into it.
We were talking about that, planting seeds. We were talking about, like, you just can't plant the seed and think it's going to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, you have to put water, you have to get sunlight and all that other stuff. But I wanted to, you know, you to just give a message to if you were to just recommend to other, you know, young kids, for instance, to let them know that sports agents can be of our complexion. You know, like they can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, now it's about to be good. Yeah, we got a minute. But you know, what's the message that you would have for the younger generation? Like as far as what?
If they want to be sports agents?
Yes.
I want them, well,
What?
if I had a me,
Yes.
You know
See,
what I
but
mean?
you are gonna have it. I
Right.
see it already.
if I had
Just
me,
go ahead.
like, honestly, to just stay true to you. Like, whatever it is, if this is your goal, be resilient in that. Have a burning desire to obtain that. Seriously, like, ask questions, reach out to people. Don't, like, our society nowadays has an image where it's like, oh man, if you go talk to him or you ask him for help, you soft, man, I don't know what you got going on. Nah, like, go ask questions, like, be eager. And if somebody isn't willing to reach out to you or to connect with you, that's fine. That means that they weren't the person that you're supposed to talk to. You need to go find somebody else because they're a person that's right there for you, is waiting on you. Like, you have resources out here. And there's a lot of things out there for you. Like Larry Kuhn CBA is perfect. If you want to be an agent, go get that guy, print it out. I guarantee you that's everything that you need to know.
Say that
Like,
again.
it's literally
Larry Kuhn.
the Larry Kuhn CBA collective bargaining agreement.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he wrote the he basically like summarized it and wrote it. Wow. CBA. But yeah, it's a great starting point for you. And then of course like dive in deep. Like nothing's ever gonna be on the surface for you. But like you have to literally put in the work for it. And if you put in the work for it, then you can get it. You know what I mean? Like 90% of agents don't even make back what they put into their career their first year.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And you've been doing it longer than a year, or just?
Oh no, I just got my license.
Just got your
I
license.
just got my license.
January.
Just got your
got
license.
certified.
Yeah.
So we rolling. You know, but I'm not counting like my sports marketing ventures and stuff.
Yeah, correct.
Because we've been doing that for a while and successful at that. But
So you're looking at this draft coming up, like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm honestly, so yeah, this draft coming up, next draft,
moving forward,
it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really
Man,
interesting.
we know some young studs, just like Steve said. It's like up and coming. It's a lot. We know a lot of people, man.
Okay.
And what we gonna do as a people is we gotta look like we got to do that. Like we got to be like,
got to plug people in.
We got to plug people in so we can all win.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They got and they youngster and they've been playing together since for 3-4 years now.
That's
So,
amazing. I had an AAU team like that when I was coming up. Me and my AAU team, we had been playing together for I swear 3-4 years.
yeah.
And I mean we would just run.
Because when you play together every year like that, y'all know each other.
You good money. Yeah.
It's amazing because your chemistry off the court.
Right.
So when you bring it on the court, it's contagious.
So you gotta rep the whole team. That's what we talk about. You get all of them.
Let's do it. I'm with it. Let's do it.
There you go.
Yeah. We gonna have to.
Yeah, we gotta close it. I think.
Okay. We gonna have to close.
No, I think it's because it's one of the cameras.
Yeah, I think the cameras is down. But before we edit, before we exit, I just wanted to get his opinion on what I talked to you a little bit earlier. In regards to the shooting out in Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
As far as we need to be more aware, for one,
Absolutely.
of our surroundings.
For sure.
Start taking care of, looking out for each other, because sometimes we're not looking out for each other. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. Like, do you feel, how does that make you feel after you hear what happened in Buffalo, first of all?
It's deeply disturbing.
Okay.
Like seriously, my soul is disturbed, and it's also something that raises a higher level of awareness for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if that happened in New York, we live in the South.
Yeah.
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 Feel me?
Yeah.
We got Klan meetings that happening right around the corner from me.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
They still burning crosses on Stone Mountain.
Exactly.
When I was a kid, I was riding home and I thought that the cross that was burning on the mountain was the Christmas tree. Because I saw it from a distance and said, Mom, they got the Christmas tree lit?
Wow.
She said that ain't what that is. They're going to talk about it later. You feel me? So it's strong. And it's real. And it's something that at the end of the day, as a man, you have to understand, or as a person, as a black person in general, it's not a matter of if you feel like you need it, right? Or you have to have it. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of the fact that there's other people out here
Exactly.
that have it, that will bring harm to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. You feel me? That was one of the greatest lessons I learned when I was in 3rd grade.
Yep. Okay.
You know what I mean? And it stuck with me in every area of my life. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because it makes sense. Yeah, it just
Right,
makes
it was rain. It was a storm. It was like a
sense.
storm coming, but it was sunny outside. I was like, I'm finna go outside. We going outside. She's like, you should get your jacket. I said, oh, it's sunny outside. She said, you better have it, not need it, need it, not have it. I was like, that sounds real good. Let me grab that coat. I grabbed that coat, went outside.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Stock up. Like, you feel me?
And
So,
then you like this.
All things that
Right.
we do is be put in perspective for you
Everybody
to
else.
understand and embrace it.
so yeah, we gotta arm ourselves. We gotta stay protected.
And,
You know what I'm saying?
And look out for one.
And look out.
And look out for one.
We have to be organized.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. That's the thing. They're organized.
Yeah.
They're organized. And I'm not talking about what the police force. I'm talking about like this this
Yeah.
whole block right here. Like
They're
from here
organized.
and them over there, we all organized.
Yeah.
Our kids know each other and our kids know how to shoot that they know how to do everything.
Yeah. Reload.
So even if I go down, my kid gonna take you right out. Like it don't matter. And she 5 years old and she a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
That's how they have them.
Yeah.
They're organized. We gotta be more organized because when we call, who are we calling for help? Oh, 911.
Nah, they're not coming.
Did you know that the girl called 911
Yes.
in the grogrocery store?
And they told
And they
her
hung
she was
up
something.
the
Hung the
phone
phone on
because
her.
she was whispering.
Whispering.
They're trying to kill you.
Yes. So
That's-
I'm not going to be loud in that. It's like, where's
My
the
thing
training
Right.
in that
How
situation?
in the world? What?
Like, that made no
You gotta feel like,
Yeah.
like that's honestly a scene out of a movie.
It is.
Like, click,
Right.
and the girl
Yeah.
just looking at the camera.
And you're looking around like, what?
She break the third wall. Like,
Yes,
like,
While you're still hearing boom, boom, boom.
The amount of fear
It's
in that
ridiculous.
lady's voice, that you can't be that good.
How could you do
Yeah,
that?
you can't be that
How
good.
could
of an
you?
actor. Yeah,
How could
that's
you?
had to know that
You're
that was a real
insensitive.
call. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't hear you. What the hell do you mean? I can't?
It is something that raises awareness for me because
It
it's
does.
like you gotta
It
realize
enrages
like,
me. Like,
where you know you may live, right? Where like people like where we may live, it may not be like that, but where do your parents live? You know what I'm saying? Like where are they at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do your
Cousins.
parents live in? Where are your cousins? Where are your aunts? Where are your siblings? Like, are they inside of the perimeter? Or are they outside of the perimeter? Because outside the perimeter look a lot different.
it does.
They look a lot different.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And you have to really be mindful of those things.
Very true.
But you also have to understand that you also got to just believe in the power of prayer. You know what I'm saying?
They don't believe in it anymore.
Not at all. But it's something that you got to realize that that's the only thing truly that'll be able to evade things out of your path. For real. It's crazy. But I'm a living testament to it. That's the only reason why I'm able to say it, because at one point I was questioning it all.
Yeah.
And then it was like, nah, let me show you something real quick.
Yeah.
So it's like you can literally like move mountains.
Yeah, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Ain't nothing more true than testimony.
Feel me?
Word up.
So like you just gotta realize like this situation is right. So like I've been in a situation where I won't go into detail. I've been in a situation that I can't get out of. I want you to imagine you're in a room, right? But you can't get out the room.
Okay.
You're in a situation, so you can't get out this situation.
Okay.
Right? But you don't like Z.
Okay.
Z bringing a lot of turmoil into your life. Like his presence alone could just like, bro, like you don't even know you can sleep when the sun goes down. Like that, like, but we can't leave this space right here. Like all four of us, all five of us, we just can't leave right now.
Okay.
And I want you to imagine that Z gone.
And how much relief
Like for
you have.
real.
Yeah.
Now think
How much
about that.
relief
Like
you
for
have.
real. Like you praying. Fasting. Not a day. Continuous. You pick a day. Every Wednesday. Cause you know Wednesday, that's the day that y'all gonna get some. You know your wife like to cook fried chicken and kind of
Whatever, you gonna eat heavy that day.
on that Wednesday, you know she throw down on Wednesdays. It's like
Hump
that fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's crazy though. Cause then the man, all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, how did he get out the room?
How did he get out?
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
He just opened that window and walked out. I thought couldn't get out the room. What made him leave? He didn't want to leave before. He was good right here. Cause he had nothing to worry about. He was bringing hell to your life. He talked up.
Shit.
Tell you thing. I'm just giving you a little perspective.
Yeah, a little analogy.
Little analogies. You feel me? Like
I'm with it.
you know what I'm saying? Like so like, but I'm telling you like it's a real thing. So like you have to just, and I know that that's a very like light surface thing, but you just have to understand that like even if it's not an outcome that you want, doesn't mean that it's not working. Things it's not like a genie in a bottle when you rub the lamp and then it just pop in front of you. You feel me? Like that ain't what it is. That ain't how it work.
As much as we all wish.
And all we wish, I be like, Lord, please let me get that Lamborghini yours. Boom, it's right there.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's the point of work?
It ain't gonna happen like that.
It don't happen like that.
Because it's faith without works is dead.
That's fact. That's like the seeds without the water.
Seeds without the water.
And the light.
And the light.
And the sun.
And the growth. And the grass. And the
and
mirror.
the process.
In the soil. Without the work you put into it, it don't matter if you want to be the best sports agent in the world. If you ain't put in the work, then you ain't gonna be it. You want to be the best athlete in the world, but you ain't put in the work, it ain't gonna be this. There's so many different artists, a rapper, it doesn't matter, a singer, and so many.
I wish my kids would listen to this.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta put it in.
You gotta put it in. It's not the massive gains. Like I used to think that. When I was at age, probably a little bit older than them in college, I used to think that I need to have massive gains for success. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna come back in a month and look like Zach. Those are massive gains. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, I'd be expecting the same.
I would go to the gym and I'd be like, and I'd come back and I'm like, I'm looking in the mirror.
Where the hell
Why isn't it working? I'd be so mad. And I give up. Because I think it's a microwave.
Yeah.
I'm just going there and pressing buttons and they come out.
That's what people want though. Instant. I got time to wait.
Instant. They don't want it cooked in the skillet.
Instant gratification ain't always the best, you know what I'm saying, route to take.
Would you like a steak cooked in the microwave?
Hell no.
Exactly.
I need my shit cooked to perfection.
Really?
In the oven, cook it all out. I need the onions on there. I need all that.
Pan sear on that
Yes.
black skillet.
Right.
Yeah.
Feel me? Like that, like the slow cook.
Yeah. Exactly.
I heard this
smell
quote from one of
You say you can spell it. You can spell it. You can spell it.
this quote, and his name slips me right now. But when I get it, I'm gonna bring it back to you.
All right.
But
Yeah, we're gonna bring you back, man. For
Yes,
sure.
definitely.
We definitely gonna bring you back, do it again, man.
sure.
Yeah, we definitely gonna bring it back and do it again. Cause I had a good time, man.
Yeah, and then there's so many other questions that we wanted that. Well, I ain't gonna say we could have got so more in depth.
We'll do part two.
This would be a 9-hour podcast.
It
you know what I'm
would,
saying?
but we'll do part two
real, so.
and make it. We'll have more fun with it.
There's a lot of stuff we can get into.
Cause I had a great time. I
Yeah.
appreciate you
I'm glad to
coming.
be here, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate you coming.
Yeah, we appreciate you for coming out.
Much love.
So,
Yeah.
Ryan Bishop, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all
Again,
want,
salute.
if you know an athlete, what is your contact
Close out
information?
show.
So
Yeah.
absolutely, please stay in touch with me. Follow me at Ryan Bishop V, as in Victor, or the fifth, because I'm the fifth.
Okay.
It's on Instagram. Also, my email is davidryanbishopv@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me there as well. And if you need anything from me, I'm definitely open and ready to help you guys out.
If you need any recommendations,
Anything.
Any advice, anything.
advice.
Any
You just want to chop it up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can DM me and I'll give you my phone numbers. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it. Like, let's talk. Let's progress each other. Let's really get a hold on what we're trying to do here.
Each
You know what I'm
one
saying?
reach one.
And
Each one teach
Yeah.
one.
Teach one.
Sure.
And reach one. So look, we appreciate y'all, man. We try to
As
bring y'all.
usual, it's Saturday. You know
And
what I mean?
everybody get into the usual.
Special.
Yo, what time is the game coming on? So,
Don't get
Boston play.
No.
Is it? Don't say it's because I'm about it.
No.
think it's 8:30.
It's 8:30. Okay.
I thought it was later.
Yeah, we'll eat and stuff. So look, tune in as usual Mondays
Yeah,
and
we'll be back
Thursdays at
Monday.
7:30
Except with the exception of next Monday.
because it's Labor Day. But we'll figure that out. Or Memorial Day. I'm sorry. But we thank y'all. Ryan Bishop, appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate you again.
Thank y'all, man.
And peace, everybody.
Yeah, we out, y'all.
You fucking porch monkey.